First, I'll veneer a flat panel. This will be a four-way matched walnut burl door. I'm using a 3/4 inch MDF material for the body of the panel because it's extremely flat and dimensionally stable. I've already edge banded the sides with solid walnut, and I've matched the veneers to size, leaving about an 1/8 inch overlap, which I'll trim away after gluing. The vacupress consists of an airtight vacuum bag, a self-cycling pump, and a hose connecting the two together. I'll show you parts of the system at the end of this video. In the bag, I have a platen that serves as a work surface. I've made this platen out of melamine-coated particle board, in which I cut shallow grooves to allow uniform air evacuation. I've made a number of these platens of different sizes to handle a variety of jobs. The brass fitting on the end of the hose connects to the underside of the bag to this molded nipple. It is then inserted up into the platen, locking the platen and the bag together. I purposely have chosen this small platen to demonstrate the adjustability of the system. Even though this bag has a pressing capacity of 4 by 8 feet, I can set it up to any size by taking the adjustable C-channel closure, moving it down the bag, snap it close to the end of my platen, and roll the extra bag up to the closure. My panel door is a sandwich made up of a face side and a backer veneer, the MDF substrate, and a caul for the front and back. These cauls help keep the veneer flat and help keep glue squeeze out from getting on the bag. The elements of the sandwich are prepared, so it's time to apply the glue. I'll roll it on one side of the MDF panel. Now I'll place the backside veneer on the door. And flip it over onto the caul. Now I'll spread the glue on the front side of the MDF surface. Now I'll place the top walnut burl onto the panel. You can see that I've used standard veneer tape to hold these pieces together, just as you would with traditional veneering. And I'll take the sandwich and I'll flip it over onto the bottom caul. My sandwich is ready to place in the vacupress. I'll just use several pieces of drafting tape to hold my sandwich in place. If you notice, the bottom caul does not need to be sized to the workpiece, as it is against the platen and the bag cannot snap its edges. Now I'm going to slide the sandwich into the bag. Now I'm going to close the bag using the vacupress's closure system. And then I turn on the vacupress pump. Take a close look at the bag. The air is being drawn out of the bag, and the bag is pressing down evenly over all the surface. It doesn't take long before full vacuum is reached. The vacupress pump will shut itself off when it reaches full vacuum and automatically cycle as necessary to maintain the vacuum during the pressing period. Several hours have passed, and I can now turn off the pump and take off the closure. That buckled veneer is absolutely flat, a testimony to the ability of vacuum pressing to press even the most difficult buckled veneers. That's it for flat panel veneering. Easy, isn't it? That's the beauty of the system. Simply roll out as much of the bag as you need, place the work in the bag, and let the vacuum do its work. And just as simple as it was to do one flat panel, I could have put a number of panel sandwiches into the bag to be pressed all at once. Here is how it would look. I would place in one section of the bag similar sized doors on top of each other, then drawer fronts and other sized doors at other points in the bag. Most custom shops don't have or need a permanent veneer pressing area. The vacupress is easily disassembled. Pull the platen out of the bag, disconnect the hose, and roll the bag up. The complete vacupress system can be compactly stored until I need it again. Now that you've seen a flat panel pressing, let's veneer a curved panel. As I've said before, the vacupress is great for pressing flat panels, but where it really stands alone is its ability to press curved panels. Not only can the vacupress veneer a curved or shaped part, but it can also laminate the shape itself. Let me